Laptop Buying Guide. i5 vs i7 for under 40K. Quick summary. Under 40,000 Indian rupees. Both Intel i5 and i7 laptops exist but with trade-offs. Most i5 laptops give better overall value in this price range. i7 models below 40,000 Indian rupees often cut corners on RAM, storage, or build quality. Choose based on what you actually do. Daily tasks, light work, or some heavier workloads. What to expect from i5 versus i7 in this budget. i5. Often newer generation U series or older H series. Good for web browsing, streaming, office apps, coding, and light photo editing. Better balance of specs for price. i7. Might be a lower tier i7, older gen or U series. Slightly better CPU cores/threads in some cases, but not always faster when the laptop has little RAM or slow storage. Useful if you run multi-threaded apps and the laptop has good cooling and RAM. Real-world performance factors, not just CPU. RAM. 8 GB is minimum. 16 GB is noticeably better for multitasking, development, VMs, browser tabs. If i7 laptop has 8 GB and i5 has 16 GB, pick the i5. Storage. SSD HDD. A 256 GB SSD will feel much faster than a 1 TB HDD. Prefer NVMe if available. Cooling and throttling. Cheap i7 laptops may throttle under load. Sustained performance matters for heavy tasks. GPU. Integrated Intel graphics handle casual gaming and video playback. For gaming, look for a discrete GPU, rare under 40K. Display. 1080p is preferred. Avoid low-res or very dim panels. Battery life. Often better on energy-efficient i5U series. i7H series can drain faster. Build keyboard ports. These affect daily use. Metal build and comfortable keyboard matter more than a slightly faster CPU. When an i7 makes sense under 40,000 Indian rupees. You find an i7 laptop with 16 GB RAM and an SSD. Cooling is decent and display is 1080p. Your work uses multi-threaded workloads, video encoding, some compiles, and you need short bursts of CPU power. You can verify thermal performance in reviews. When to prefer i5. The i5 model has 16 GB RAM plus NVMe SSD, while the i7 has only 8 GB plus HDD/slow SSD. You want better battery life. You value stable day-to-day performance over peak CPU numbers. You're on a tight budget and want the best all-round machine. Checklist before buying. Use this for final decision. CPU. Check generation and TDP, U series versus H series. Newer gen usually means better efficiency. RAM. Prefer 16 GB or upgradable slots. If 8 GB, check if you can upgrade later. Storage. Prefer NVMe SSD, greater than or equal to 256 GB. Avoid HDD-only machines. Display. 1920 by 1080, at least 250 to 300 nits brightness if possible. Cooling. Look for user reviews about throttling and fan noise. Battery. Check real-world battery tests or manufacturer claims. Ports and keyboard. Enough USBs, HDMI, and an SD or microSD if you need it. Keyboard travel matters if you type a lot. Warranty and service center presence in your city. Suggested priorities by use case. Office, study, browsing. i5 plus 8 to 16 GB RAM plus 256 GB SSD plus good display. Coding and multitasking. i5 with 16 GB RAM plus NVMe SSD. Upgradable RAM is a plus. Light photo/video editing. i7 only if it comes with 16 GB and good cooling. Otherwise pick i5 with better RAM and SSD. Gaming. Casual, look for a laptop with a dedicated GPU. If none, choose the best i5 with good thermal design and RAM. Video encoding/compiles/heavy multitasking. Prefer i7 but only if the rest of the specs, RAM, SSD, cooling, are solid. How to compare two specific models, quick method. Compare RAM and storage first. Check display resolution and build. Look up benchmarks/reviews for that exact model, not just CPU. Check user feedback on thermal throttling. Compare battery life figures and warranty. Sample choices to look for under 40,000 Indian rupees. Examples of configurations to target. Best value. i5 16GB RAM, 512GB NVMe, 1080p display. Balanced. i5 8GB, upgradable to 16GB, 256GB NVMe, decent battery.